What's going on, guys? Today's video we're doing a quick take or a brief update on AT&T's recent earnings reports that just came out and overall what it means for us as investors. The stock price really didn't have a strong reaction too much after the news come out, with right now the current price hovering right under $30 a share. So I'm going to be brief. I'm cover the good news first, and then we're going to follow up with really the bad news or the negative news concerning AT&T and really how it impacts investors or potential investors moving on. So let's jump into the good news first. Overall, AT&T has continued to add to their mobility communication side, with adding over 800,000 new subscribers in just this past quarter, with gross revenues increasing roughly over 7%. Then we look in the middle of the screen to the broadband section, which added almost 300,000 AT&T Fiber Net adds, which now for the year is more than 1 million. And then of course, lastly, one of the biggest things that AT&T really needs to be successful, and I've talked about this on several other of my videos, is the HBO Max, which also had another good quarter, and now their total domestic HBO Max and HBO subscribers is over 41 million, with roughly 61 million worldwide. So unfortunately, now let's talk about the bad news or the negative earnings report that kind of affected and dampened investors' outlook for 2021. As expected, unfortunately, AT&T Premium TV section, which also includes UVerse and DIRECTV, continues to add to its loss of customers. This quarter alone, they lost over 600,000 subscribers. Of course, this is expected, unfortunately, because let's be honest, who really still has cable or DIRECTV? With all the streaming options right now, with it cheaper, or you kind of pick and choose on what it benefits you as your viewing pleasures, or families between Disney or Netflix or Hulu, the list goes on and on. No one really is enticed by DIRECTV unless you go to a bar or a restaurant that has the sports packages. The recent earnings report really has some analysts saying, hey, basically AT&T needs to hit the reset button on their current business model and just basically start all over, because what they've been doing the past really 5 years isn't working on improving the company. And really what's driving this is when we compare 2019 numbers to 2020, they lost over $10 billion in 2020 alone. Now we all know COVID-19 probably dealt them a hard blow, and that's expected, but the reality is most of this massive loss is coming from DIRECTV, which has added massive amounts of debt, and obviously it hurts the company. So looking from the start of 2021 moving on, obviously, and I've said this all along, I do recognize that AT&T has a serious debt issue. They really almost to me got to cut the cord with DIRECTV, take their losses and move on, because it's dragging this company down, and overall it's really hurting the stock price for us as investors. So as an investor with skin in the game and having a lot of shares of AT&T, with this positive news that come out with HBO Max and the mobility side of it, I'm going to continue to add them to my portfolio. I do get, and I see a lot of comments on my videos about the debt problem, and they really don't have a clear, distinctive vision for the company. I think they do need to hit a reset button with management and get this under control. But overall, until they start cutting dividends or something major happens where they're not adding subscribers, then I'll probably hold off or start bailing out on AT&T. But until then, I'm still comfortable with them. I know they may not fit in everyone's investment strategy, so also do your own research. It may not be the choice for you. But right now, I do think that with their consumer base and what they have to offer to consumers and customers moving past 2021 and beyond, I think this stock can rebound over the next 5 to 10 years. That's a down and dirty today for me, guys, on AT&T. Let me know what you think in the comment section, if this is good news or bad news for you. As always, thanks for watching. Stay safe, and we'll see you later.